inside. Hi, guys.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Laser Source Podcast, the number one podcast. If you love Adderall, who doesn't?
I don't know.
What's on your shirt there, Matt? What are you rocking today?
Bucky.
Who the fuck is Bucky?
You always tell me that I need to zoom
Bucky
out.
from Bucky's.
Yeah, from like the super crazy truckers stop, or like, well, actually no truckers actually are allowed. It's a like family place where you can go in. And
it's like a truck stop for people.
Like Love's?
Yeah, kind of,
bigger.
except no showers, lots of delicious, yummy food, and like 100 gas pumps.
You gotta be desperate to use a Love's shower.
Dude, those things I've used one before, and they are super nice. Just saying.
I think it depends on the location, probably.
It depends maybe on the time of day too.
Yeah, that's fair. I think we stopped because this was way back in the day when it was like Scouts, you know?
Yeah.
It was one of those things where it's like, I can't even imagine like a troop of kids that haven't really, some kids have like showered kinda, and like it's been a week long and everybody's been at summer camp, and it's like everybody pile in.
What's the one that's the dinosaur?
Oh,
Dinosaur.
Yeah, the truck stop.
I know what you're talking about, which is really messed up because that's like that's what gasoline is made out of.
Yeah, I think that's the joke. I think it's on purpose.
Like, hey, what are you putting in your car? T-Rexes.
Yeah. Well, I have a magnet from one of them because I liked the dinosaur, and I have a picture of Felix standing next to it, the dinosaur up front.
Dinosaur gas station. Let's look it up. There's a dinosaur gas station. It's called Dino Care, and it's in California.
Isn't. No.
Miranda says you have a magnet of the dinosaur.
I know, but I'm not going to get up mid-show and fucking go. I just said that. I have the magnet.
You know, we should talk about it for 6 minutes and then not answer the easy question. It's called Sinclair Oil.
Sinclair, that's it. Yeah, Sinclair.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
It's crispy.
Yeah, Sinclair's cool. I like Sinclair.
Sponsor of today's podcast.
You put the dinosaur juice in your car.
They don't have oil. They have laser blanks. It's Johnson Plastics Plus.
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah.
Is that the one with dinosaur?
It's the one where, no.
Dinosaur out of their plastic.
There's no dinosaurs at Johnson Plastics Plus, but they do have endless bounties of laser blanks and additional tools. So this is kind of newsworthy and relevant to advertising for Johnson Plastics Plus because they pay us to do that here. Mm-hmm. They bought out LBT. Did you see that?
Whoa. No.
They bought out LBT. LBT, laser bond technology, or whatever LBT stands for. I'm pretty sure it's that. Johnson Plastics Plus owns that now. They sent out like a really long, kind of like heartfelt email with the owner of LBT. And the guy was just like, yeah, I'm old. I'm done. And then he just struck a deal with Johnson Plastics Plus and they bought out LBT. And that's pretty cool. So Jackie sent me some LBT. We're working on a video for it right now. They get one video a month from us. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we do a Johnson Plastics Plus episode a month. It's part of their podcast sponsorship deal that we have with them. And so she sent me a can of it, and it's literally just LBT still. They didn't put like Johnson Plastics Plus LBT on it, just LBT. But they own that now. So that's kind of a fun update. I spent my day today working on that. Oh, if you don't know what LBT is, I see Bunny Washer is confused in chat. LBT is just
looking it up right now on their website. Laser bonding technology.
It's titanium dioxide. It's just TO2. So that's like their version of it now, which is pretty neat. And I've actually used LBT for a long time. Michael Mullins loves LBT. It's right up there with Brilliance laser inks. They're both great. So either way you go, you're not going to pick a bad one. But being able to get LBT from JP Plus now and them being in control of that is it's pretty dope. Yeah, it's pretty dope. And you do get a discount on it now because we have a discount code down in the description. It's YLRZDF. Save you 15% off almost everything in the store. I don't know if the LBT is included. That is a good question, and I should ask, and I will clarify next week, I guess, because you ain't gonna hear from me about it tonight. But
when do they take over that brand? Like, when is it like officially like in?
Oh, it's done. It's done.
Oh, it's so done.
It's done.
Oh,
You can go buy it right now. You can go buy it on John's Plus right now.
Well, yeah, I don't want to speak for them, but I know that usually it's only on machines where they don't have any like wiggle room.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't want to say for sure.
Yeah,
so
fair.
yeah, I'll maybe I'll update a link in the description if I care to think about it later. But yeah, so that's kind of the update. And so one of the things we were going to do, they don't tell us what to do for our JP Plus episode. We get to kind of do whatever we want. So we thought we'd just demo that, because she sent me a can of it, and I've got a bunch of stainless steel stuff lying around. And immediately, I think we are running into issues with their like coffee style tumblers, because I'm pretty sure they're like plastic dipped or waxed or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it just LBT and just titanium dioxide in general, like does not bond through that very well, if at all. And so I'm struggling.
Gotta be bare metal.
Yeah, I'm on the struggle bus with that right now. So I just, right as I was ending my day today, because I had to get home to get ready for the podcast, just as I was ending my day today, we switched from the coffee tumbler style to one of their pint glasses, which I think is raw steel. And I don't have exact settings for it. I don't think I've only ever done titanium dioxide on the OMTech. I've never done it on the MIRA. So I'm just trying to get like the settings dialed in on the MIRA. And it looked a lot better on the pint glass. Oh, everybody went away for a second. Are we still here?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, good. It looked a little better on the pint. The whole screen just like went blank. It looked a little bit better on the pint glass than it did on the tumbler, but I don't know for sure yet, and I haven't finished dialing them in. So when Rhiannon and I get in tomorrow morning, we're gonna get back on that, because that's due by the end of the month. So if you're curious how that goes, keep an eye out for that video. And I'm gonna have to give Jackie some feedback, like, hey, maybe don't sell tumblers that are plastic dipped or whatever, because that's not going to work with the LBT you're selling now. So and I don't know if they foresaw that or not. So it'll be.
I'm sure, like, if that just went through now, I'm sure it's been a little bit. But yeah, that's one of those.
I'm sure they could add like a little warning at the bottom of like the product too.
Yeah, just something, because right now I don't think there's anything, and I don't think they're thinking about that. So they'll get some usefulness out of this video too when we publish it, and hopefully it'll serve as another warning for people. Because you guys remember a long time ago, I did those 2-minute tip videos, and there were two of them. There was a urn one where I like mess up an urn and save it with a live focus, and then the other one was literally about like marking plastic dip shit in a CO2 laser. Go watch it. Still completely relevant, but it might be nice to formalize that in like a video, like an actual video. So that it might have that spin on it. But that's my
one thing that I've always thought about, like basically titanium dioxide, was how useful it can be on stuff that's highly reflective, like copper and brass.
Sure.
And that's actually on LaserBond's website. Like, I was just looking at it. It's one of those things where honestly, like, even if you don't even have like a fiber to mess with all of that, if you're someone here who's with a CO2 and you're looking at that, it just gives you an option for different types of metals. But again, raw metal adhesion is like the best for that. But it just takes away some of, like, as soon as you spray that stuff on or paint it on or however you apply it, it takes away a lot of that reflectivity and lets you do that. And I've seen some really clean marks, especially with that dark black on there.
Are you still talking about a CO2?
Or I'm guessing you probably mess with fiber too, but with a CO2 you'd be able to hit it, like, because that's kind of where it shines, you know.
I tried brass. I tried brass. I was doing I don't even know if I talked about it on the show or not, but it was a job. What are you doing, Kyle?
What the fuck?
Making happy little clouds.
Are you huffing titanium dioxide
over it's like so hard to focus with that happening. Last night, did I talk about the Orcher R2 and the giant brass plate that I did on it?
Yeah.
Does that sound familiar? Yeah. Okay. So I tried to do that with LBT first, and I couldn't get it in a couple tries. So I just moved to the fastest thing I could do, which was the IR module on the R2. And that ended up working because I needed it that day, like hours from when I was experimenting with it. I'd love to go back. I still have that whole sheet of test brass. Still has the LBT on it. It's dry. It's just sitting there.
Were you trying it on the AEON or were you trying it on the R2?
No, I was doing it on the MIRA with the LBT. I don't need it on the R2. The R2 has the IR module, which is what ended up getting the job done. So
I just wonder if you would have had an easier time activating it with the diode.
Perhaps. I don't know. And that's a whole other discussion that we could have another time. But
yeah, I mean, it's...
Yeah, it was hard. I feel like I threw...
Same concept, different media delivery, different delivery.
Yeah. I feel like I was throwing too much power at it. It's really easy to just kind of burn that shit away before it has a chance to do anything.
Yep.
So it's just about getting back in the swing of things with that. I think I've been spoiled with so many different wavelengths for so long that I haven't really needed like a titanium dioxide for anything lately. So I just haven't used it in a while. So I gotta kind of dial that all back in. And like
it really is a process.
Yeah, I'll be spending all day on that tomorrow, and we'll be working on getting that video out. That's Rhiannon's project. I'm still working on the ultimate guide for you guys, and we've got more website updates and stuff like that. So I'm plenty busy with other things, but I am helping her get that filmed, and I just thought that would be an interesting thing to bring up. So there you go, JP Plus. That was a 10-minute ad for you. And now the show can start. Before we get lost again, everybody that just dropped questions in chat, and there are quite a few of them, will swing back around. So don't go anywhere. We're going to touch base with you guys in like 15-20 minutes. So just keep them rolling in. If you guys have questions while we're doing the show tonight, just drop them in chat. Kyle is starring away over there. It looks like we've already got 4 in. So just drop them there, and we'll circle back around to you. That said, Matt, would you like me to ask you how you're doing, or would you like to take over and fucking say hi to everybody in chat?
I want to say hi to everybody in chat.
I know you do. You're like shaking over there. I see you jiggling and just anxious to do it. Go.
I knew it was my turn coming up. I'm like, okay. So, first off, Cuban Cracked actually got first this time when they said it. Laura got second today. Congratulations. Way to go, Laura. And so Laura said, you're getting your red line. I'm green with envy.
Yep, we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
And yeah, and so she said a few things more. Bunny Washer's here. What's up, Bunny Washer?
Yep.
We got Santa's laser engraving came back. Appreciate
Welcome
you, man.
back.
Miranda says, hello, everyone.
I don't think that's the tone she used, but...
Oh, you're right. Hello, everyone. I think
that's better, yeah.
Yeah,
you gotta use the Miss Doubtfire voice because that's
the best. It was
pretty good.
So you got directed text said, I'll never understand Buc-ee's. I mean, it's a place to stop and get gas and then, eat food. That's it. And then
arcade game. If I want to get gas, I'll go to Taco Bell. Am I right?
You go get gas and then you go inside and get gas. You know what I'm saying? So we got Resonance here. What's up, Cheryl? And then we got Miranda's talking some more. We got a few other people here. Jack in the shop showed up. What's up, man?
What up, Jack?
Blue Snowman AK said hello from Alaska. Mike C.
Hello. Wow, yeah. Blue Snowman AK. I've always read that as like Blues Now Manic.
Show us you're crazy, Alex. I read that as we got Chris Lazicki. Let's see. Chris? Laura said, thank you, Matt, for always saying hello. You're welcome, Laura. We appreciate you being here. Yep, we got Yuri there. And then, like I said, Chris. And that's pretty much everybody so far. They'll keep rolling in. It's all
word.
Good.
We love it.
Yeah.
Whew. And then as far as what's going on with me, nothing too crazy, man. Just kind of working on little projects here and there. I'm excited to hear about Bunny Washer, who said that he had his first show. I want to hear about that as we get on. Yeah, so we'll kind of reach back into the questions and stuff in a minute. But yeah, just doing my thing.
Are you making dinosaurs with your Johnson Plastics Plus samples?
I might, just so that I can send it to Alex and be like, here you go. You said there was no dinosaur.
That's not a bad idea. You know the like 3D dinosaur skeleton things you can cut out?
Yeah,
actually, like dope. That out of like the like transparent glitter acrylic.
Yeah.
Think about it.
You gotta go like
some glow in the dark acrylic.
Yeah, that'd be sick too.
This stuff would
Ooh,
look
yeah.
sick. Just saying.
I
Like I
it.
literally had it sitting next to me. I'm like, that would look pretty dope.
Color
Like if you had
drop
like a
woods.
Stegosaurus with the big, like with that. If that
It'd
was
be expensive, is what that would be.
Yeah, it would.
Well, let's hit some questions, and then we can bounce around a little.
Right.
Or a comment in this case. I wish I could visit a Buc-ee's just to go to get a truck stop brisket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're pretty good. If you don't understand it, that's a delicious sandwich they make, and it's fat-free, totally not bad for your heart.
Word.
And maybe we should reach out to Buc-ee's to sponsor us.
It sounds like a great way to get gas while you're getting gas.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Jack said he's got a Buc-ee's coming soon, and he might have a Wawa. What?
Nice. Blue Snowman AK says, I like stuff from JPP. It just costs so much to get shipped to Alaska. Everything I feel like costs so much to get shipped to Alaska.
What doesn't?
Literally,
Yeah,
was my question.
it's a rough deal.
Just the produce that's locally grown, right? It's probably pretty cheap, but otherwise,
Fair.
it's a joke.
Yes.
It's snowy.
You're gonna plant some potatoes in your ice.
I hate you guys.
Have you had any issues with Lightburn and the We Create Lumos? Keep having issues. Also had my first craft show. Not a profit, but some money, and learned a lot.
Nice. Well, congrats on the
nice.
first show. I'm also glad that you earned some money instead of nothing. I've had every problem with the We Create Lumos and Lightburn, and Kyle's listened to me bitch about it for like 6 weeks. So yeah, it's I don't even know how they can call it Lightburn compatible. It is about as unlightburn compatible as something could be. I can get it to talk to Lightburn. They can see each other, and I can select the COM port that gets Lightburn into ready status, and then that's it. Nothing happens after that. So that's where I'm at. The Lightburn profile is weird and doesn't work with my setup, and I just complain about it a lot in the review. So if you want to, I am working on editing that right now. He's just trying to throw me off, and I'm just gonna kick him from the stage. Is what I'm gonna do. The fuck was I talking about?
Lumos and
right.
If trying to smash together your computer with the laser, and they weren't.
If you want to know more about this snowman, that's your new nickname, because I'm not saying Blue Snowman AK ever again. If you want to learn more about this, you can head over to the buying guide at makearmy.io and read the Lumos review now.
It's a good review.
It's already written. And it just finished maybe like 2 or 3 days ago. I just finished updating it to compensate for the addition of bidirectional scanning. I wasn't sure how I was going to do that. And what I ended up doing was saying, hey, performance is scoring an 8 now. But when I first wrote this, it was a 4, and here's why. So I kind of like go into it and break that down a little bit. But it's an interesting read. If you want to read it now before the video comes out, you can head over there right now to makearmy.io, log in, go to the buying guide, and just find the Lumos in the buying guide there, and you can read my full review, including all of my complaints about its non-compatibility with Lightburn. And hopefully they will digest some of that over at We Create and maybe come back around with a working Lightburn device profile, or a firmware update would be great, something along those lines. So not to take them away from adding bidirectional scanning to the vision machines. I hope that happens too. But, work is work, and they've got quite a bit of it ahead of them. So, yes, I've had issues. It's a very long answer to your short question. It's been extremely frustrating.
Yeah.
Let me go alphabetically. A, always.
Also, congrats on the first show, and sorry about the lack of profit, but you made some money and learned a lot. That's good.
Yeah.
Like Alex said, the important thing when you feel like a show hasn't gone well is to remember that
it's to find a private place to cry.
No. It's starting out. You're still getting your legs under you, and you're still figuring out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. So those are perfect instances where you figure out what you like and what you don't like and what you can change for next time. So take it as an opportunity to keep growing and doing better for the next one.
Yeah, I was gonna see, what did you feel like you learned? Like, if you had to boil it down to like 3 things that you really took away from it, and that could be either with setup, like pre-gaming, getting all your stuff prepared and ready, or even just kind of like being there. And the other thing too is like breakdown. I don't think that a lot of people realize, like, sometimes, especially in Florida, it rains. It's like, how are you planning to have like your catastrophic escape? Is always one of those things I always.
Your 11 a.m. rain came at 2 p.m. today, in the middle of the show.
Pretty much.
Surprise!
Yeah. So anyways, just saying, I think that'd be cool to share if you want to. If not, no worries.
Yeah. Blue also said they said to use Liper in 1.7.3, but still having issues. I think you said you tested out rolling back versions, right?
Yeah, it didn't.
Yeah.
So.
It needs some refinement. That's all. We'll see what happens as time goes on. And you're our boy, Blue. Thanks, buddy.
Literally, yeah. Like Alex is like Snowman, nah, dude, Blue.
Mike said, "Is Anthony on chat tonight? Great video this week." Yeah, Anthony made a great video discussing.
Can you see that? Can you guys see that?
Swirling circle.
No.
Bummer.
You might need to reshare it.
Yeah, I'll work on it. Keep talking.
So Anthony did a great video this week discussing power output and millijoules and how that's calculated and wattage and frequency, and it is very much down our collective purview, right? Like we like the technical stuff and how stuff works and why it works, and he did a fantastic job at covering that. So it's good stuff.
It is.
Was what you were sharing related to that?
It was.
Okay.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
There it is. It's frequency and pulse lasers.
Yep. Kilohertz explained.
With Anthony Montez. Like I tossed that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton of info in here. He gets really super into it.
Yep.
And it's great info. If you can tolerate this kind of information, I know not all of you can, but he really did a great job, and he's extremely thorough. So if you want to check it out, make sure you go subscribe to his channel. It's Beam It Up Laser Works on YouTube. He's got 151 subscribers, so let's bump that number up a little bit if we haven't already.
Yeah, and the other thing too is like, make sure that if you really want to help him, do some interactivity, right? Like, hey, great video, even just like
drop a comment, press the like button.
Don't do that at the expense of doing that for our videos, but like if you have extra time,
in conjunction.
Yeah.
In conjunction.
They both deserve some love.
Do all the likes.
And Felipe is sitting on Matt's lap now. Says, "Hey guys, I recently got into the laser machine world, but I'm feeling a bit frustrated because I haven't been able to sell my products yet. Do you have any sales tips or words of motivation?" And Felipe has a 30-watt fiber. Yeah, I feel like we have a lot of tips on that. If you're focused on, say, local business, right? Like if you're working on growing your local market, getting your name out there, the best thing you can do is start visiting the businesses around you and seeing what you can offer to them. And I don't mean that in the sense of go and ask them what you can do for them. Go to them with ideas. Like if you have a bar next door, right, or down the street from you, think about the things that a bar would typically use, right? They have drinkware, but glassware is not really great on fiber, so maybe skip that for now. But you could do maybe bottle openers. Most bars have bottle openers. Most bars use coasters, so not every bar wants to get into slate coasters, which is pretty popular with fiber, but you could check out the video where Alex and Rhiannon did cork coasters on the fiber, and they came out pretty rusticy and cool. You could look at doing like cool little like customized wall-mounted bottle openers or display plates for the taps, stuff like that.
I'm curious what Felipe's products are that he's selling now that aren't selling.
Well, and that's what I was going to say.
Why?
Yeah. So this is kind of not my specialty, I guess, but I mean, kind of.
What the hell are you talking about? So I'm going to plug Matt early tonight, so I'm not going to do it at the end of the show. But you can literally contact this man, and he will tell you how to organize yourself and your tools and your skills to generate income with those things. And he's quite good at it. And so he would have a very relevant opinion to this question. So before you discard your opinion before even giving it, maybe pretend to be the expert is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah. So the quick version of it is basically like Kyle said, you can kind of throw spaghetti up and see what sticks, because the smartest thing is, what are you trying to do, right? So Directed Tech kind of said find a niche. If there's something that really interests you and you have access to a whole group of people who want things in that group, that is absolutely a niche, right? So for me, like Dungeons and Dragons, I'm a nerd. I like it. I know what they use. Like, for example, they use rolling trays, right? Like the not the kind of rolling trays you're thinking maybe, but like dice rolling trays, and those are excellent to use a fiber with. So that's something that you could really quick and easily do. They always have drinks at their table, so drink coasters. They also always have all kinds of different types of counters. So you could basically use acrylic that's opaque, like black or darker colored, where your fiber will really make things shine. For example, this is literally just sitting next to me. I sold this to a group of people. Boop. So this is a cleric. This is just a Christmas ornament. And so the guy played a cleric on the back for the people in his group, because he had 5 people in his group. So on the back, it says Granola Barkley, level 13, Nature Cleric, Radiant Citadel. And it says, I feel like he's going to be okay. And it's like a joke that they had going on in the group. So literally, this is just black acrylic. I hit it with the laser, the fiber, and I charged $15 a piece for these. Cut them on the CO2, engraved them on the fiber, and then there you go. I think it was like $1.50 worth of plastic. And so $75 later, I put one for each person, and they basically followed the same routine. He handed them to the people. They said they were a big hit. This was actually my mess up. So you could see I kind of left, I don't know if you could know, but basically like right there, there's supposed to be one more little radiant thing. And so basically I kept this one just as a reminder. So finding a niche is a really good way to do it. The other thing is, if you'd rather work with large companies, that's another thing. So business to business is a really good thing you can do. Working with schools, going in to find their different groups that they have, but every school has a boosters club. If it's a high school, they have tons of money to spend, and they just want stuff personalized, right? Like, so that would be what I would do. Take stock of who's near you by going to them. You could do what Kyle said and what Jack in the Shop said, taking free samples in and leaving a card. Smart move if you've got something that you do well. But honestly, go to the bar and just sit there and make friends with people, say hi, be social. And then a lot of times, if you have high quality photos that you can access and then hand them to people, this is a business that is made to show people things. And when they see things, they go, ooh, that's cool. And that feeling is what you're selling a lot of times. So that when they show that to people for their business, that's going to be it. Another thing, even just aluminum business cards. I actually made one for a buddy of mine that had a QR code, and he ended up ordering 62 of them for all of his employees. He wanted them to have in their wallet their code of conduct for his employees, and then on the back, like their basically like list of contacts that they could have. Like, here's the people who own the business. Here's how you can contact us. There should never be a reason why you can't get in contact with us. And those, I think I made those for like $6 a piece, because they were like the 0.8 millimeter anodized cards. Yeah, and they looked really nice. I made sure I took my time going over them and hitting them really well. So just lots of different things you can make, but making sure you know who you're selling them to, what you're selling them for. And basically, if you're starting off, definitely think about, because if you're just making things willy-nilly to kind of take to a market and you don't even know who you're trying to sell to, that's where you're going to have some issues. So that'd be my big thing, is just kind of a little bit of what Directed Tech said, which is find your niche, but also think about the clientele that you're trying to service and what you can provide them, right? So think about who, and then think about 2 to 3 items that you can make for them, and then either take them and show them, or take some really good pictures of things that you've already sold.
Nice.
There you go.
Cool.
Blue came back to us. Said more varied product. My Acme P3 went down hill end of August and been struggling to get the support and get the part. Learned about paints and surprised. My phone stands at $5 each. We're a good seller.
Oh, nice. Are you talking about like these little phone stands? I literally just have the weirdest stuff.
Like the slide together cutout ones?
Yeah, this one's a pretty nice one. These are like the little 1/8 cheapies, and they're really flimsy, but honestly, for $5 or $6, not bad.
Yeah. Good for people to leave on their work desk, just to have something there. And if your coworker's a jerk and steals it, then it's not the end of the world.
It's actually a great thing I've done for my pens that I take to places. I leave them a pen, and it says, I stole this from ELC Creations laser engraving. And then it's got if found, please return. And it's got my phone number on it. So, nice. Yeah. And I saw that on somebody's like Instagram one day. I'm like, dude, I'm stealing that. That's funny.
It's good stuff.
I like it.
All right. What do we got next?
Do you have any opinions on the Monport 44 watt Pro Vision as a starter CO2, mainly for acrylic? Shipping to Alaska is okay. Monport 44 Pro Vision. I have to look that up.
I don't know. I did see something Santa's laser engraving said while you're looking that up. He said, one thing I learned a couple of weeks ago was I needed a light to hang in our tent. We were inside where the stage was, and they turned off a light, or all the lights, for the pageant and talent show for 2 hours. So now he has 2 lights. Very smart thinking.
Oh, he's talking about the Reno.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the 45. Yeah.
The Pro. Yeah. So I have the 65 watt version of that machine. It's a solid little machine. It is chonker for sure. It's got a burly steel frame, and it's like the Omtex, man. It's like the 2820s, but desktop mode. They are impervious to bullets, but they do require a little elbow grease to get running as well as they can to reach their full potential. So you need to be okay with the fact when you order this that you might want to redo the hosing for the water flow, or the mirrors might be needing a realignment, or you may want to add a red dot beam combiner, or you might not like the lenses or mirrors that it came with. It might be better to swap those out for something aftermarket and kind of give them an upgrade, because they're not going to last super long because there's cheap ones in there. They are the absolute bare minimum parts and pieces required to have something that might function. And you kind of have to take it like the last mile, you know what I mean? And it's not bad. Again, the 45 watt version of that machine is like $2,000, I think. And getting something with that kind of oomph behind it that only costs $2,000 with a real like Ruida style controller. These use Top Wisdom, works just as well on Lightburn. I've had no problems with it. I really like the Top Wisdom controllers fine. Sure, you know what I mean? It's $2,000. Why not? If I bought the same size laser from AEON that we're going to talk about later, those Redline S's are going for like $6,900, I think. So like $7,000. That's a $5,000 difference. Almost 3 times more.
Which model?
The 5S,
oh,
the Redline.
Yeah,
because about the same size. So it really comes down to you either have money to spend or you have time to spend. And if you've got time and you don't have money, then something like this is an excellent option. It's an excellent option. If you really need Z depth, if you're doing super tall things that you need to get under the laser, an OMTech 2820 might be a better way to go, just because they do have the kind of like full size body, so you'll get way more Z depth out of something like that. But if that doesn't really concern you, you're mostly working with like flat things or, you know, taller stuff that isn't, I'd say, more than like 5.5 inches tall, 6 inches tall, this would be fine. Again, you just need to know going into it that some stuff is not going to last forever, and you're going to have to replace it. And when you replace it, you can, you know, you then have the opportunity to replace it with something better. And that's kind of how I've approached owning machines like that. And I think overall that's an okay thing, as long as the price matches that expectation. And in this case, I think that's the case. So yeah, I've liked it so far. It will review well against its current price when I get around to that.
Yeah. And do you mind like going down to where he talks about the shipping up here, the cost? Like, because basically for people who are watching the show, like it says, Blue OMTech wanted $1,000 to ship up here. Basically, that's something that you have to. So I just thought about the fact that you're charging $5 for these little guys. Add that cost. It's okay. I have one of my former students who's like one of my Facebook friends, like taught her like, I don't know, 13 years ago or something, 12 years ago. And so she just started getting into ceramics. And one of the things we were talking about was pricing. And she said, it's really hard for me to price my stuff because I know what I paid and this and that and the other. And I told her, just remember, they're paying for your skill because they can't do it, or they're paying for your tools because they don't have them, or they're paying for both, right? So they're paying for your tools, your skills, and then on top of that, you're paying this money to get these tools here. And that should be something that you factor into cost. So if you want to sell 1,000 more of these, add $1 to the price and you've paid off that $1,000, or add $2 or $3 to it. And $8 for a phone stand isn't wild if it's something that's been engraved in my brain. Like $10 even is fine. She's selling ceramic magnets that are literally this big for $7 a piece. And she said she sold like, I think she sold 38 of them or something like that. So it's one of those things where the dollar is 10% less valued at this point than it was a few years ago. So you have to stretch your dollars just like other people having to stretch theirs. So if you're doing this for funsies and you're just trying to get out, that's fine. You can eat that if you want to. But if you are trying to make money and have that side hustle and trying to like offset the cost so you can get more tools, add that cost. It's okay. It's just something to think about. Let's see. The next one, I think Stacy was asking about the OMTech Solace.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I would advise caution. The thing that I just got done, the thing that I just got done saying is that, you know, when you buy something from OMTech, you need to feel confident in your ability to work on it and fix it. And this is filled with microcontrollers and little computers and tiny little lenses and things that you can't buy off the shelf, which is going to make it virtually impossible to do that. Also, there is bullshit marketing all over this. 10,000 millimeters a second.
Nope.
No. The engraving accuracy is 0.002 millimeters. No. Your spot size is at least 0.02, at least, which would mean that this is like off by a
full count,
significant figure. Yeah, factor of 10. So there's just I don't know, man. I mean, if they want to like mail me one, I'll play with it until it breaks and I'll tell you. But until then, there are other options. There are other things to do. If you really want a 20-watt diode, you could get like what are the are there any 20-watt diodes in a Galvo format? I know.
The one we talked about not too long ago with where it does like oh my god, I can't remember the one that Michael flew to China for
with the Excel.
Yeah, the Excel laser.
but
Yeah,
that's
That's
literally
a completely different machine
Oh.
style.
yeah, I know, but I'm just saying like that's the only one I can think of that would have the format, but it's a different style.
I mean, you can get an F1 for $700. That's 10 watts of diode, which is plenty. I've done cutting projects on 1/8-inch woods with the F1, and we do that in the Color Shop Woods episode, so you can check that out if you want. So spend $800 on that, and then you could spend like $1,500 on just a dedicated fiber laser, and it would probably be a better investment with something built from off-the-shelf parts that is easily serviceable. If you really want that.
F1 Ultra. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sure. The F1 Ultra. Why not? Yeah. That's a significant cost difference, but sure. Yeah. You could.
What are those running nowadays? Are they still 3?
That is 3.6.
Yeah.
That's for a 20-watt fiber, and they put 10,000 millimeters a second too. Fuck you guys.
I mean, I'm sure it's capable of moving that fast, but what kind of quality are you going to be expecting out of that? I don't know.
Yeah, 20-watt fiber, 20-watt diode. If I was gonna buy a machine like this, and I wouldn't, but if I was going to buy a machine like this and spend this much money on something that I cannot service, I would buy it from Xtool before I bought it from HomeTech. So yeah, the HomeTech's way cheaper, but it's just I can't imagine they have the longevity there, and if they do, they'll have to send me something to prove it to me, because I don't have faith in that brand. I don't have faith in that brand well enough to recommend buying something that requires like electronics that I can't go buy off of AliExpress. That's kind of the point that I'm getting at. So if you really, really, really want that, save up some more money and get the F1 Ultra, I guess. Or break it up. You know what I mean? You can get. Did you guys know? This is wild. I was pulling some stats for the Ortur R1 and R2 reviews, and I looked at the Ortur Laser Master 3 listing page on Ortur's website. Guess how much that laser costs now?
How much?
$2,600.
It's $300.
That's way off from what I was saying.
It's $300, and it's still their best machine they've ever made.
Yeah.
God,
well, that's honestly why I figured it just went up in price. Obviously, not $2,600.
And with all of the new
with
all of the new modules that have come out for its successors, all of those modules are backwards compatible with it. You could just slap any of them on the fucking OL.
It's a good thing they invested in their ecosystem, because
it is.
that laser is really carrying its weight.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll talk about that in those upcoming reviews. I'm just about done with the R2 review. That's also on the buying guide if you want to read it before I record it. And the R1 is just, that thing's like a Nerf football, and I'm going to punt it across the field. So, we'll get to that when we get to that. But Ortur Laser Master 3, one of the best diode lasers ever made. If you don't need that compact size, you can get a 10, 20, or 40 watt diode laser module. And Ortur is good at making laser modules. That is what they are very, very good at. Sometimes they build hardware that does everything it could possibly do to get in the way of taking advantage of those laser modules, but they make the best modules like on the market, period. And so you can have some really, really powerful diode equipment at your disposal if you get a dedicated diode. You can have a fairly strong fiber laser at your disposal, built from off-the-shelf parts that you can service yourself and update and upgrade as time goes on, simply by buying a dedicated fiber. And so for those reasons, especially again when we're talking about HomeTech here, that's very interesting. It's a compelling price point, but I would want to take a real good look at one of those things before I sat here on this show and told anybody to go buy one. So that's my gut reaction to that. It's my knee-jerk reaction.
By the way, one more thing too, like thinking about when you're going to buy a machine, why you're buying the machine. This kind of goes back to some of the questions that we've had too. Is if it's a tool, number one, do you just want it? Is it a tool that you're buying for a specific job to fill a niche? Like, for example, you're taking it to the market where people can see it, because we've definitely talked about that in here multiple times, where basically it's a great tool to take to events, just because it has filtration that can come with it, and you can buy a package that has, it literally has like a shield for protecting people from the light and stuff like that. So it's a great tool to think about if you're looking at some of these things, going back to like the X Tool F1 and the Ultra and versus the non-Ultra. But just making sure that you know too that think about why you're buying it and how you're going to pay it off. So that's one of those things where you could actually sign up for an event, and I know you can charge ahead of time and say, hey, I could charge you $1,000 to come here and have blanks for X amount of people and basically make those here. Or if you're going to a show where you know you usually do really well, but you want to add customization, that would be something to think about too. Just kind of having some thoughts here of like, because right now is the time to start thinking about buying those things, because you can probably pay it off from now until the end of the year. Just saying.
Yep.
Beam it up, see. What's up, Anthony?
What up, Anthony?
Can we circle back to the Solus for a second?
Yep.
So I've been reading into this a little bit now for a minute, and I knew it existed. Like, I heard the name, and I heard that they were working on doing a Galvo combo diode fiber.
Yeah.
But I just saw the price point it's coming in at $4,700 for the 50 watt with the 40 watt diode. So 50 watt fiber, 40 watt diode, and based off of the pulse width range on the spec sheet, because it doesn't say what the source is, it looks like it's a 50 watt, maybe QB Rakis source.
Mm-hmm.
So for a 50 watt Rakis source, potentially, and a 40 watt diode for $4699.99, so $4,700. The X-Tool F2 Ultra is coming in at $48.99 with the coupon code on their site. So for $200 more, you can get a JPT M7 source instead. And like, I don't know what OMTech's like custom software looks like for controlling that, but I would probably, with how long XCS has been around and how much investment they've put into it, I feel like that's a safer bet. So I feel like you're probably getting more for your money with the X Tool if you needed that kind of power. I didn't do a value comparison on the lower models, but that doesn't seem like the best 20% off coupon for pre-ordering a machine in terms of value to me.
Yeah. Is that going to be worth the headache that you might have? And that's kind of a bunny wash
Yeah.
saying tip, never buy anything as a super new person. Wait for the people to start using it, see what the issues are, and being first is expensive.
Yeah, don't be a beta tester.
And
Wait,
so, like, yeah,
only
they're saying
beta
it's Lightburn compatible, but is it Lightburn compatible the same way the F1 and F2 are Lightburn compatible, where it's
Or-
like
Or
literally
even worse, is it Lightburn compatible the way the Lumos is Lightburn compatible?
Yeah, like you're not working
Smash
with
your
the
computer
CAD
with it.
controller in there, and you're not getting full Galvo capabilities in Lightburn
Yeah.
unless they worked with Lightburn directly to make a special like device profile
Which
for
is
it.
another good reason to get a dedicated fiber, because you get a dedicated fiber controller, which allows you to do things that are just difficult to do with G-code when you're talking about that kind of projection space. So
Seeing all the problems we have with all the custom like G-code Galvos that are interpreted as gantry machines in software has driven me to the point where I just want to build a freaking Galvo diode and just be done with it and be like, this is the baseline, figure it out.
well, you can do that. Kyle's laser stuff coming soon. Kyle's laser stuff that is a laser.
Oh my god.
Buy all the stuff.
Yeah.
KylesLasers.com.
For the price point of these machines, like, stop investing money in building software. There's good software solutions that cost you nothing. Spend that money on an EasyCAD controller and call it a day.
Yeah.
All good facts. All right. We got 10 minutes left. Are we going to hear about this thing or what?
Damn, that's crazy. Also, yeah, in a second, Snowman asked, are there good guides to do that on the Reno? You don't really need one. I just wanted to answer this one really quick. You don't really need one because when you take all those fancy Reno panels off of the Reno, it just becomes every other CO2 laser ever. They're all literally the same. So
same core components.
Things might be slightly different sizes or shapes, but they are all the same. And I have confirmed that because I've taken every single panel off of that machine, and it's just a stripped down like steel husk right now. And you can find every single part in that machine for sale individually on AliExpress. So there's
Standard parts.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason to be worried about that. I think that it's 100% user serviceable. And that's one of the things that I like about it and why it's going to review well, despite initial quality issues, is that you are paying almost nothing for it and you can get everything for it without having to get it from Onport. So, yeah, anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there really quick.
One more thing, too, before we hear about your thing. Jack at the shop, I forgot. He did mention this a while back. He's actually working on the app for pricing. He shared that. He shared that with us a while back, like in Discord. In our Discord. And it's one of those things he's working on. It is really cool too. Again, I'm like having these like slow connections tonight, but Jack in the shop is dope. He always has all kinds of cool tools. Like he was saying, he likes to get super cheap machines, build them into what he wants. But also he's good at creating stuff. He's been coding and working on some different apps where literally it works in that cost. So like, what was the shipping? What was the price per unit? What blah, 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 blah. All those different little things that when you put them in there, they just kind of bump that price up to where it's like, okay, here's what I need to charge. And then to make a profit, here's where I want to be. Right. Yeah. It's pretty smart.
Yep.
So anyways.
Go ahead, Kyle. Mike C. I saw it come in.
Mike says, any word on how the CCAD BSL Galvo diodes work in Lightburn? I haven't heard anything. I don't know about you guys, but I also haven't seen a CCAD BSL Galvo diode on the market. So hit me up. You're friends with me on Discord. Send me some links if you know of any, because
BSL boards are supported by Lightburn, though.
Yeah, they are.
In the same way that EasyCAD 2 boards are, and that support is very good. So I wouldn't be concerned about it just because it's a different wavelength. If they support BSL boards, they support BSL boards.
Yeah. At one time, CommMarker actually sold, we were talking about it, I think, a week or two ago, but they sold a model called the Q1. And that was literally, it was an EasyCAD-like controller, I believe, with a diode on a Galvo head, and it was literally like a B4, but it was narrower in every dimension.
It's weird.
Yeah. And it didn't have like the little cone for the removable head for if you wanted to like mark a wall or something.
Sure.
But like it sounded perfect. I went to their site this week to go check the specs on it because I was seriously thinking about like seeing if I could get one, and they're not on the site anymore. It looks like they discontinued them. So that was the only lead I had on a true diode Galvo with an actual Galvo controller as a mass market item.
Rip. All right. Well, we've got 7 minutes left. Yep. Bunny said they keep working on CCAD BSL on Lightburn, but still bugs. Which
to be fair, 2.0 and up is just a little buggy right now in general. But
so yeah, I did get an email, which is exciting, from do not reply at engravingmachinesplus.com. Even though Eon's the one that's sending it over. But it's, I don't know. I thought we'd have more time to talk about it, so I like pulled up the email and stuff, but I guess we won't. If you want to hear more about the Redline, a great thing to do is go watch Matt's video
Hey.
Yeah, Matt went to ISA, the International Sign Association.
Signage, yeah, industrial signage. Yep.
What a weird association to be
On
a
the
part
way to ISA.
Here's your sign.
of. Yeah, Matt went there to check this out specifically because they asked us to. So Redline is like their Mira line, but just like on crazy PCP.
It is like Cadillac.
Jack's encouraging you to go overtime.
They are very, very, very nice. And so in our episode, the AEON Redline, everything you need to know, you can find out everything you need to know about the AEON Redline. They are sending a 5S this time, which is like the littlest one, which is good because if they tried to send me another 9, I wouldn't know where to put it except on top of the existing one. So
I'll take your old one.
yeah, I'm sure you would. You might be able to. Dude. Like, I don't know where I'm going to put all these lasers. So, anyway, it's coming. The scan speeds are ridiculous. With the RF tube, it's like 5,000 millimeters a second because they have upgraded servos in there. They have a new like super clean pack that like supposedly keeps 100%. That's air quotes if you're listening, of the like dirt and dust and debris out of the track for the belts and stuff like that. And they have passed through now, which is something that you didn't get before. There's a lot of like new stuff that they did to kind of reinvigorate this line of machines. And I'm very, very excited to play with it. One of the biggest things is that they're dual source. So you have a glass tube if you need to cut. You have an RF tube for marking, and that combination is really, really interesting too. I'm really.
Yours coming dual source?
I don't know. I have no idea. I know that the 5S supports dual source. I would certainly hope that I'm getting one that's dual source because that's, I feel like, one of the major selling points of a device like that. But you know, it'd
be interesting to see you use it for fiber cutting, some thin sheet goods and stuff.
Well, and what was tough was like, I know the video that we shot, like it was a really quick like put together, but basically it has just a lot of the premium things, the niceties that you would want to have. So changing out a lens, if you did want to change a lens from like a 2-inch to a 4-inch or all that kind of stuff, it's literally just 2 fingers. You pinch it, you pull it out, you put in the one that you want. It does have things that actually, sensors that tell you if you have issues with cleanliness or any type of
that's
debris.
true. Yeah, they were using those thermal sensors.
And it literally. Yeah. So if you've got smudges somehow, like if debris does get up into there, basically what happens is a lens should be a very low temperature, and unless it's had like an impediment, something on it, and then when it hits it, it actually raises the temperature. The sensor can detect it in its little encasing that it's in because the lenses are encased. So it's one of those things where basically really cool. Switching out the bed can be flat. There's lots of different little manipulations, and I'll let kind of Alex mess with it. You can engrave a tumbler in the 5, which is pretty dope. Don't tear it apart. Just use it like everyone else says.
I'm absolutely going to tear it apart, Michael.
And Michael was there with me. It was really cool, man.
It was.
And what's really nice too is there's all kinds of like measuring tools that are built into it. It can go ridiculous speeds if you need it to. But you know, it's a really, really capable machine. I'm excited to see what you can do with it, man.
It's weird that Michael's here because my other little tidbit of news that I wanted to share today was that Excel is pushing back the release date for the Excel laser. Yeah, which is understandable. They're trying to do a lot of things for the first time, and I had it up and then I closed it. Let's see if I can find that email because I wanted to share this with you. This one was from Rain. You guys remember Rain from the demo and the live stream that we did, if you were watching that. She's just saying, I'm writing to share a brief update regarding our HD1 timeline. To ensure we deliver a fully polished and reliable product, we've made the decision to extend our development schedule. As a result, the overall timeline, including sample unit availability, will be delayed by approximately 3 months. It's not a huge gap. Game consoles get delayed longer than that. We remain fully committed to creating a device that truly reflects our shared standards of quality and performance. As soon as the updated units are ready, we'll reach out to coordinate sending yours for testing and feedback, which is good because if that thing and a new Redline MIRA showed up at the same time, I would have been screwed. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise. So yeah, that is a little bit of a delay there on that. So I just thought I'd throw that out there into the ether in case anybody who's listening to this is curious what happened to that. It's still on the map. The same thing happened with the red lines. We were talking with AEON about them sending out a review unit almost a year ago, maybe more than a year ago now. It's been about a year ago now. So things get delayed and take time, especially when they're coming from overseas and you're doing a lot of like R&D and stuff like that. So I'm not shooketh by any of this news. I wasn't shooketh when AEON took their time shipping out the 5s. I'm not shooketh now. 3 months is nothing when you're talking about delays. So I'm still really excited about it, but it is going to take a little bit longer. So that's that. That is my update.
I appreciate the fact that they're upfront about communicating.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah,
like there's so many companies who have to learn the hard way that like hiding problems from the people who gave you money for a product.
Yeah,
with an expectation.
Especially
and
when
then like they find out a week before it's supposed to ship that it ain't shipping for 3 months. Like that would suck. But they're telling you basically as soon as they knew there was a problem. And
yeah, and of course that's going on with a lot of industry too, because it's just the quarter, the time of year, everything going on with international markets. I mean,
well, just like between the three of us, we know plenty of companies that would be like, "Meh, ship it."
Yeah, so, and then they would have all kinds of issues. You either get a good one or you get a lemon.
Yeah, you
and then you end up with problems where you have a Lightburn compatible
machine that isn't compatible. Yeah, or like a Galvo laser that doesn't scan bidirectionally. Things like that.
Nobody would do that.
Fucking gantry lasers made out of injection molded ABS plastic.
Oh, Resident said the UV make UV printers delayed too. Probably not going to be till December or January, but I'm glad they reached out and they're working out problems.
Delays are good. Delays mean that you're not getting a product that was going to have a problem otherwise.
The last thing you want to do is spend money on a half-baked product and then not to give a damn and send it anyway.
Yeah.
Especially with a printer of any kind. Jesus, there's so many parts that go wrong. So, anyways.
Well, that was like the fastest hour ever.
It really was. Yeah.
I feel like we had a lot of questions this week. So thanks for sharing your questions, everybody. We really appreciate them. If you have more questions, you could leave them as a comment in this video, or you can check out our Discord server. That's free. Doesn't cost anything. There's a link down in the description. If you want to give us some money, we'd love that. Especially Kyle really enjoys his job and wants to keep doing it. So if you want to pay Kyle, head over to masters.lasereverything.net and you can find out how to support us so that we can keep doing this show, so we can keep producing episodes for you guys, so we can keep working on the ultimate engraving guide, all that fun stuff. We are 98% community funded, and I mean that literally. You guys allow us to do this job, and so we are eternally grateful for that. And if you're not already supporting us and you'd like to find out how, again, masters.lasereverything.net, or if that ends up being a little too much for you, you can always head over to lasereverything.net/support to find out other easy ways to, never mind. You know what? Don't support us. I'm going to fire Kyle, and we're never going to have to look at that ever again.
If you want to watch Kyle paint happy clouds,
if you want to support Kyle directly and give Matt and I nothing, then head over to Kyle's Etsy shop. It's Kyle's Laser Stuff on Etsy. He sells infinitely repeatable patterns. And also there should be some 3D printed stuff up there soon. Yes?
Soon, TM, yes.
Jesus. And we mentioned it earlier, but if you guys want to learn more about how to turn your lasers into money-making machines, you want to get the inside scoop on how to approach people, how to turn working with schools into a business, how to work on samples so that you can give out and strategies for using those to connect with people in your community. Matt is the guy to go to that. You can reach out to him on the Discord. We should probably set up like a Gmail for that or some shit, or like a Connect team, or not a Connect team, but like a little calendar bookie thing, so that I have like a link. Matt will be easier to reach after I lecture him about this after the show.
By the way,
yeah.
Speaking of things that are worthwhile, go check out the Discord where Anthony runs the coin contest. Bunny was saying, hey, shout out for the coin contest. We had some crazy ass entries this month, like every month. They're dope. They're so good. And Anthony does a great job of like being super easy to contact there. He actually is beating Mina. I think he's like number 3, right? He took over number 3.
Nice.
Anyways, definitely go over there. And by the way, Yuri said, wait, the Discord is free? I've been sending Anthony $50 a month.
Yikes.
What a deal you can get,
also,
buddy.
in the Discord, it's a side note, after show side note, but I saw a mention of suspending the coin challenge for a month to do a lasered food challenge to see who could come up with the least disgusting lasered food.
I saw that.
I'm in for that.
I'm in for that, but I've thought just now, the light bulb turned on in my brain. Maybe we don't suspend the coin contest. We have a separate one where we engrave food, and then you guys mail all the food to me, and I eat it on an episode.
I think that you.
I don't know if it's gonna last, buddy.
Well, I'm not talking about steaks. Do like Oreos or like biscuits. So you fucking don't like engrave an egg and put that in the mail.
I think that because I've seen you guys eat food and I know what you've said it tastes like, I would think everybody should have to film themselves eating their food. And just that would be part of the contest entry. Heck
that
yeah, I'm wearing a Bucky shirt
too. Like who can have the best like poker face?
Yeah, who can actually make it looks like it tastes delicious?
I responded in line in that conversation and said that I've never had a piece of lasered food that hasn't just tasted like carbon. That's
straight char.
Just char. It just tastes like carbon, and it's always been horrible, and I've never had a good piece.
I'll say that Oreo I lasered didn't look very different from pre-lasering, but boy, did it taste friggin' awful.
Tasted like carbon.
No, it was worse than carbon. It was like
I got to see the unedited version of you guys. I got to watch the unedited version of you guys eating those and hear you like dry heaving gag. It's the best.
Go see if you can find that on the channel.
It was like a Keebler elf pooped in my mouth.
I'm not gonna link that in the description. You have to go look for it.
What cracked me up is how long you guys worked on that, and you were so excited. You're like, it's gonna taste like Christmas. It did not taste like Christmas. Like the ashes in the fireplace at Christmas.
It tasted like.
Hey, it was a first science episode. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's a rough. It's a rough time. Would not want to repeat that. Anyway, guys, I think that's all I've got. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Lasered glizzies. Pew pew.